All right, welcome back to another episode of EventHubs Talk and Block. I am John Catalyst Grade. With me, as always, is John Velociraptor Guerrero.
Hello, everyone. I'm joined by a disembodied voice, apparently. Now we're talking about the new Street Fighter reveal. We just had Kimberly, who we knew about, and Juri, which we had no idea, right, John? We had no idea Juri was coming or anyone else is coming to this game. But we did see Kimberly.
Shock, yes.
We did see Kimberly teased when we got our first big trailer reveal. She was at the end of it, and she looks really cool so far. She ties in with the kind of urban graffiti theme. She has these like spray cans and stuff. She looks like a certain other character that we've seen before. But John, what were your immediate reactions when we saw the 6th and 7th revealed characters for Street Fighter 6?
I also wanted to tell people I'm the disembodied voice and cardboard cut out here because I'm actually at Evo, so ran up here after the reveals and stuff. I think I sound look different, but Kimberly is freaking awesome. She's very clearly a guy student. It's readily apparent like right away because she has his moveset. She's got his push and grab, her dashes, her whirlwind kick, the punch target combo that a guy has had since the alpha games. That comes from Final Fight. She's got all of that. And it's pretty crazy, but she's also got a thing where she can load up like a spray paint thing. Think of like, Ibuki charging up one of her kunais or something like that. And then she can lay out a smoke grenade. And then she can use that smoke grenade basically to create a trap or score long combos or, create tricky blocking situations and whatnot. So I was pretty good with this. I'm not a huge fan of Guy and Zeku, but people who love those characters, like, it's very unlikely they're going to be in the game now. Like, this is their replacement basically.
She's got the spinning pile driver backdrop that we see Guy do, the air-to-air grab, and a lot of his like kind of target combos. She's got run, start, stop, I think is what it looks like there. Yep. And she also like bounces off the walls a little bit and can send the opponent to the wall. She's very like acrobatic. She's jumping all over the place. She has maximum spider or whatever, whatever it's called. And it's just, there's a lot of, like a lot of color through the spray paint and everything, a lot of vivacity. Like she's high octane, she's exciting. And I think that's what they're going for, right? Because if you ever play, man, it takes me back to Wednesday Night Fights playing Mark Teddy's Guy and how just like all over the place. It's like Dragon Ball Z fighting, and it's zipping all over the place. And like you said, she does have the cloud that she can throw down. And then I'm not sure exactly how it works yet, but she can like disappear into it and then like appear right in front of you and attack you. She's got a bunch of kicks that she'll like use the opponent as a platform to launch off of, which is really cool. So again, like I just, my mind keeps going back to style. She's got so much style and it's really neat. And I think a lot of people that are more like rush down heavy and just want to be really active kind of players are going to gravitate to Kimberly. She's pretty cool.
Yeah. Speaking of her style, she calls herself a ninja star, right? And she's obsessed with 80s culture. Shout out to Stranger Things, that's really big right now. So 80s culture is all over the place, but she's got her cassette player, she's got the spray paint, she's really kind of thrown back doing like a kind of like the breakdancing kind of like style and all that. But she is Guy's student. Apparently she's a prodigy of some kind. She's a college student, although she looks fairly young. I'm not opposed to this. I like I said, I've never been huge fans of Guy and Zeku. I like them and all that kind of stuff, but like I can see Capcom kind of like wanting to bring back that moveset, and whenever they've done this, whenever they bring back a moveset like this and basically port it over, like it's really hard to bring back those original characters again, because it's like, well, what are they going to do? What moves are they going to have unless they completely reinvent those characters, which at that point, what are you doing? So it's unfortunate news for Guy and Zeku fans, but I'm good with this as a replacement.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of like the new guard is what we're seeing coming through with Street Fighter 6, and so I think she really fits that theme too. You mentioned that she looks younger than you would think. Well, all of these characters do, right? It's the oldest or the farthest in the timeline, and yet Chun-Li doesn't look a day older really than she ever has. And the other character that we got here, Juri Han, she's back. She's 3 for 3 in terms of appearances. She started in Street Fighter 4, she came back for 5, and she is back now for 6. And but same basic idea with Juri. She actually looks a little younger in terms of her hairstyle and some of the stuff we see in the trailer. She looks kind of like, sort of childlike with the lollipop, and she's on her phone doing like social media stuff. an interesting approach, and I'm not sure exactly how they're going to do it with her, but it's in terms of her personality. I mean, she's still Juri, she's still kind of sassy and wicked and a little seductive and all that kind of stuff. Oh, step on me, right? But she's also got, well, in the PlayStation blog post where they kind of talk about her a little bit, she mentions that she's like just kind of falls into a haze because she doesn't have anything to do now because M. Bison's gone. And that's interesting to me. Like, I never hold Capcom to like really stick a theme with a character. They always have a bunch of cool things that they set up and then they may or may not bring them to fruition, more often not. But I think that's cool because she's kind of like, I don't know, maybe not clearly not depressed, but she's definitely like, it's kind of dark sounding, and that's perfect for this character. But she comes back with a lot of the same moves, maybe with a little bit of a revamp on it. What did you think when you first saw Juri?
Yeah, Kimberly got an okay reaction at Evo, but Juri got a very visceral reaction where people are like, "Yeah, Juri, she's back." Leaks be damned. It's she's there. She's got that kind of like emo punk rock look, but I actually like that. I think it's important that you evolve a character, from what they do. But she actually has a familiar but altered moveset. Obviously, she's heavily based around her kick attacks, but now some of her kick attacks that used to require charging up a stock to do them, they now actually have their own independent moves with them, which is really cool. And then she's actually got her dive kick back from Street Fighter 4. It took a hiatus for Street Fighter 5, but that is back now, and it looks like she's more mobile than she was in Street Fighter 5, which I like. She should always be a very flashy and kind of mobile, kind of all over the place character, but I get that wasn't quite Street Fighter 5 style, right? So I'm really happy to see that back. Some of her stuff that looks like it was only previously accessible in V-Trigger 1 is actually available outside of that now from what it looks like. And so this is going to be a pretty dynamic character. I think that she's going to be some new flavors in there in Street Fighter 6, but also some callbacks, like we talked about before, from Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5. So going to be a fairly unique blend, I think, but this is what you do with a character that's beloved. You make sure you keep them intact and don't reinvent the wheel with them. And that was the biggest thing about Juri, is I'm so glad they did not overly tweak her. She's got new stuff, new flavors, but this is the core of what people love, and they brought it back, and that's so important.
Yeah, and she still has the installs, right? But and they mentioned that they function slightly differently, or they might look a little bit different, but it's the same general idea. And I think that's just Capcom further perfecting what they've been doing with this character for a long time. I don't know, you could get a pretty murky argument about whether or not she was better done in Street Fighter 5 and it was progress from 4 to 5 or not. But I have to say, at least visually here, this I think is my favorite version of Juri thus far. She's got like the spider web like tattoos, or what do they say? She's got like black markings that look like spiders or on her body.
Yeah, she's always been the spider. Yeah.
For that matter, both of these characters look awesome, and so much of what we have seen for Street Fighter 6 so far has looked so good. One other thing I want to make sure to get to here is we have a new stage. In the background of Juri's trailer, we see a whole new stage. It looks like some kind of like a Chinese, there's like a Chinese restaurant or something like that, but they're on like a second story. There's a giant dragon shooting water out of like a golden dragon shooting water in the background. Everything about this so far looks gorgeous, and they've done a wonderful job going into this more realistic version and changing things from their like kind of cartoonish nature into this more realistic nature without losing what these characters are. The game looks really good so far.
Yeah, and one thing too is it seems like Juri's voice actress, Jessica Strauss, is back, and that's so important because she brings so much life to the character. Her voice actress does a tremendous job, and then on top of that, she has a new eye of some type that hasn't been explained yet. And it's like, okay, so what's this eye that she's working with? It's different color, kind of like it was in Street Fighter 5, but sometimes she'd cover it up, sometimes she do different things. Like what's the deal with the eye? We've always known Juri's eye is an important part of it, and it looks like she has a different one this time around, maybe someone in Street Fighter 5, who knows, but some mystery here surrounding the character, and again, that's also important. She is the thrill seeker, the seductress, her what is it, I think it's the Ultra One, where she kind of like, caresses you with her foot before she kicks your ass and stuff like that. It's just, that's back. They brought that back. It looks sexy and it looks violent, and that is Juri. And man, I'm really thrilled to see this character.
It's not broke. They're not fixing it. They're just keeping doing it. Was there anything else that you had to say about Juri or about Kimberly or anything that we've seen in the recent reveal for Street Fighter 5?
No, just that I got to
Six?
play the game for a
Six.
while, and I've got a better idea with that. Yeah, 6. I got to play 6 for a while, and at Evo here, and we're gonna have some impressions and other stuff to go along with this in the brand new future, or in the near future, I should say. And so yeah, stay tuned, and
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Now we turn that same question to you. What do you think about what these new characters look like? Were you surprised? Did you hear about it 10 hours early, or I don't know? Do you think the visuals look cool? Do you think that the updated like Juri's moves and the approach to her design is cool? What do you think of Kimberly? Let us know with a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff in the comments. Thank you guys for checking this out, and we will see you in the next Talking Block.
talk to y'all soon.